You know, it's crazy in this rat race that we call life that we keep going and going and going. The next goal, the next ambition, the next dream, anything. But do we rarely ever stop to actually celebrate how far we've actually come? It's quite unfortunate, actually. Because if you keep running the rat race long enough with your head down, you're soon going to look up and find that you actually don't have any memories left. And that's sad within itself. But that's what today's episode is all about. Celebrating you. And joining us on the show today is my brother, my fam, radio host, and also my son's uncle, Mr. Calvin Parker Jr. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my name is Wise, and this is the LikeMinds Podcast. Roll the clip.
Bring the chorus in.
Keep on shining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Wise, and this is the LikeMinds Podcast. And to my left, a very special guest, my son's uncle.
Uncle Cal.
Uncle Cal, host of Caliwood Radio. A lot of just great things that are coming out of there. And also a father, Mr. Calvin Parker Jr., a.k.a. Mr. Caliwood. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate this.
Of course.
On the drive here, I was thinking, in the 12 years I've been doing Caliwood, this is only the second interview I've actually done.
What?
Done for, with somebody. Like being a radio host, I can talk about myself anytime I want. Right.
But being the person
being the person that's actually interviewed. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is only my second one in 12 years, man.
Man, why? I don't understand that. That don't make no sense.
Because I'm about being on the other side,
I get it. I'm in the front. I like being in the front.
Yeah, we know that.
We know.
We know that.
By the way, guys, this man knows me more than anybody. I promise you. He knows my temperament. He knows what I want. He knows when I get agitated. All of that. So this is my brother.
Tell you to stop.
Right. He tells me to
down.
stop, breathe, slow down, and. Like, look, Chris, you can't get what you want. I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's not an A to Z game, baby. It's an A to B, B to C, C to D. You gotta
Yes, sir.
slow
yes,
down.
Sir.
Slow your roll sometimes.
That's a great segue because that's what we're talking about. Today's topic is all about celebrating you. And I don't think
I like it.
Thank you, sir. What does that mean to celebrate you?
Oh man. In our industry, I think it means take time to give yourself your own flowers because, like you mentioned in your intro, your monologue is we are so focused, and sometimes we are just laser beam focused on the next move, and there's a certain plateau that you want to get to for each thing you're doing, right? But you need to take a step back and be able to take time to celebrate what you have accomplished, not what you haven't. That's kind of what I. That's where you as you know, that's where that hurts me. It's like, yeah, okay, I got here.
Right. Okay,
how do I get
to the next thing?
To the next one. How do I do this? How do I, and there's so many avenues on this that we can discuss. I don't know how much time we have, but I think the first and foremost one is that one to take a minute and celebrate what we have accomplished.
Yes.
This is not an easy industry to work in.
It's not. By no means.
By no means. If it was, everybody would do
everybody
it.
Would be doing
everybody
it.
Would
Everybody
do it,
can't
right?
do it. That's why everybody don't do it.
Everybody would do it. And I'm not knocking other professions because everybody works hard at what they do. But this industry right here and what we do, it is painstakingly, tiringly, exhaustingly, physically, mentally, financially.
And you will get tested on all of those probably at the same time.
Yeah. It's not just one or the other or here and there.
Right.
And I'm not saying that this is more important than any other industry or anything out there. I'm just saying what we live day to day, okay?
Yes, sir.
So given that, and especially some of the times when we don't think we get the recognition that we should be getting, right? Which plays a big part in this industry. So think about when you're not giving yourself that. Does that make sense?
No,
because you're not getting it
sense.
in other places when you feel you should, or you should, regardless of of that. Let's push that to the
Right.
to the side. Let's just talk about you. Let me talk about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that makes sense. Go ahead.
if I'm just focused on the next level and the next thing, and I don't take time to appreciate what I have accomplished, then am I truly feeling fulfilled? If I'm just chasing,
No, no, because you're always looking for that validation of everything else and everybody else.
Right.
And then also the comparing from social media and all these other places. It's like, well, yeah, I got a podcast, but I didn't hit 1 million
Yeah, I didn't hear
views
this,
yet.
and
And I'm
then
like,
that.
well,
I got a
do you
radio
just-
show, but
you
how did
just
he get
started,
in? You know,
you just
yeah.
started like 2 months ago.
Right, you're only on your 10th episode. Slow
Exactly.
down. What I tell you, A to B, B to C.
A to B, B to C.
But I think we do that in this industry. We do. We want to keep it pushing. We want to keep it moving. Here's one thing I really tried to do. One really positive thing I do. Let me put this out there because Curtis was just in my home studio and picked up the book.
Yes.
Right.
Shout out to Curtis.
And it's a book about quotes, basically.
Okay.
Positive quotes. And each day I flip through it, just flip through a page and read a quote. You know what I mean? And some of them hold true to what I'm doing that day. Some of them are just random thoughts that I'm like, that makes sense. You know what I mean? But it truly I try to put myself in that mindset of
It's all about mindsets. All about it.
As long as I'm moving forward, do I do something to better myself and my craft or as a person? Not just about the industry or for you or for or the radio station or for Caliwood, but me personally, number one, and two, to further myself. You know what I mean? I get very upset and depressed when I feel like I'm going backwards or standing still.
Oh my gosh, I feel that all the time, and it's like it throws me off because especially if I know I'm moving here, and then I guess when like with other people just come into the mix,
right?
It's like it's like wait, I gotta slow down.
Yeah,
I gotta slow down for you to catch up. Like wait, sorry, no, I'm going over here. You choose to catch up if you want to, and I understand that everybody operates at a different pace and a different speed,
different level,
and so
yeah,
I get it.
But with that said, you can't keep up that 100-mile-per-hour pushing forward. You're gonna burn yourself out, and it's gonna come to those days when you don't get anything done, and you're just like you feel like a failure that day or week or month. You know what I mean? Because
and then you actually lose. I don't mean to cut you off, but then you actually like lose time because you're in that state.
You're
for
in
so
that
long,
state, right?
And then you can't get out of it. So now all the things opportunities that may be coming your way, you can't even enjoy.
You can't even focus on.
You can't even focus on.
I mean, you might not even take advantage of it because you're so in that.
You're wrapped up in that moment.
In that moment that you're just like, I don't want to get another L. Right? I don't want to take another L. And it's not even an L. It's just that it didn't perform as good as you want. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm coming to is like you have to be able to, and that's the perfect time to reevaluate and take flowers for what you have accomplished at that moment, right?
Yes, sir.
Like you said, we're all on social media and we see somebody doing it bigger and better. I personally never hate on somebody. I never hate on them. I evaluate, and kudos to you. You know what I mean? And it inspires me to do better.
As it should.
Not like I'm gonna hate on you. Like
if you hate, that clearly means that you're the problem.
You're the problem, right? That's not what I do. So when I see other people's doing good, I'm gonna give them their flowers. I'm gonna give them their props, and I might not get them in return for when I do something big and better, but it still inspires me. Everything you guys do as artists, as entrepreneurs, business owners, media promoters, everybody in this industry, it inspires me. At 51 years old, I'm getting tired. I'm getting old, man.
You still look young. You still look young. You still look young. You know what I mean? You still look young.
But you guys inspire me, and thank you. But you truly do inspire me to keep doing this, and not because. Can I cuss on here? Not really cuss.
You can't cuss. I can say. Well, you already said it.
Okay. I'm not wanting people to kiss my butt. You can edit that one out.
We're definitely going to bleep that out later. Don't worry.
Right, I know. I'm sorry, but it's not to get accolades. It's not to have people bowing down to me. It's not to have people kissing my butt. It's truly, I do what I do because I'm passionate about this music scene. I'm passionate about this industry, and I'm passionate about you guys. And
thank you, sir.
Watching you guys follow and create and chase your dreams helps me chase mine, and I'm just happy to be part of it, right?
Yes, sir.
But as a business owner, entrepreneur, radio show host, I want I want to get
Talk your stuff.
I want to
Talk your
I've
stuff.
got
It's okay.
my dreams and my goals that I'm tracing too. So yeah, I don't have the big platform that I want. You know what I mean? Like there's things that I'm chasing too, but I need to take a step back and be happy for what I have created.
That gratitude, that being grateful, and the gratitude of where you are, because somebody wishes they were where you are. Somebody wish they started a podcast.
Right.
Somebody wish they started a radio show. It's like
radio show,
bro.
right.
You are here. Don't be grateful that you are here.
And not only that, be grateful and thankful for the things that haven't happened yet or the mistakes you make. If you ain't making mistakes, you ain't working.
You not working. You not learning. You're just stagnant.
You should be thankful and appreciative and celebrate your mistakes. I'm gonna say it. I'm not the first one to say it by any means. But if you're not making mistakes, then you ain't. Are you trying?
You really not, because you don't know if you don't know if you're going to succeed at it if you don't fail.
Right. Celebrate your fails. Okay. Why should I fail? Why? Callywood, why would you celebrate your fails? Because I learned from them. Guess what happens next time?
You won't do that again.
I won't do it again. If I do, well, that whole, what's the definition of insanity? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we've been there.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, you should celebrate everything that happens to you, good or bad, because it's made you that much stronger. It's put that much more sense in there.
It turns you to the person, hopefully in a good perspective, in a good way.
It's
but
not always.
It's not always bad.
Sometimes you're gonna lose. You're gonna take a big L on it. I ain't
no, I
even
mean
gonna
times
lie.
the L's that we took. You remember when I did the LikeMinds event? Yeah, big OL,
Big LL,
big
right?
OL. But I learned,
But
and I was like,
learn.
I learned, and now I'm like, now I'm planning, and now I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go harder with this. Which we'll talk off camera about that. I got you.
Everybody wants to celebrate the big, grande ones. You know what I mean?
Because that's what's shown.
Because that's
what's
shown.
out here.
But if you celebrate what you do on a day-to-day basis, if you're making a move that's putting you in the positive, in the right direction, yo, man, you won. You won.
You won,
You're
man.
winning. You are winning, bro. You are winning, right? It ain't gonna be a jackpot. It's not gonna be sevens across every time, right? But if I get a 7 in a blaze and blaze, I get a little bit.
I get a little bit. I get a couple hundred. But if you're staying with that mentality, you're gonna go further.
You're gonna go further, and it's gonna on that depression mentality, that bad mentality, that bad juju, that negative vibe that comes into your head when you don't feel you're doing things right. Those are those little celebrations you need. We should all celebrate that we woke up this morning.
Amen.
My father-in-law says this, hey, I touched ground this morning.
On the right side of the dirt. Mm-hmm. Because somebody didn't even get the chance to wake up.
That. So you should be celebrating from the time you wake up to the time they go to bed. You know what I mean? Some days you should just be happy that you made it through the day. Celebrate that.
He's speaking real, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't take this information, I don't know what to tell you. But let's get into you, man. Tell us who Calvin Parker Jr. is. Tell us your start. Tell us where you came from and how you got to this point. In some, obviously in a shorter time span.
Right. I know. Yeah. You know me. I'm a radio guy.
I know you're radio. Oh yeah. So you know. You know this. You know this. But tell us.
I can talk for days, but in a nutshell, honestly,
tell us the beginning. Tell us the beginning. How did Callywood become Callywood?
I don't know if anybody saw this, when I celebrated my 50th birthday last year. I posted a lot about my beginnings, and before radio, I was an actor.
I saw that picture in 1992 with the dreads.
In 92, you like those?
I saw the plaids. Yeah, I saw
so
that.
Middle school, I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible.
Yes,
but
sir.
Middle school, junior high, high school, I was deathly afraid of talking in front of people, like groups, like classroom projects, giving book reports, anything that I had to get up in front of people and present. I was
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I had that fear, that anxiety, public speaking,
and that's actually one of the top fears of America, just in general.
Right? Had me, definitely had me junior high, especially in junior high. It's so awkward. Your voice is changing, it's crackling. So when you add that on top of just the anxiety, the anxiety is terrible, right? High school, a little better. My sophomore year, I come into my own a little bit, but still, still not really comfortable talking in front of people. Like around my friends, you know, and parties and stuff.
Because
like
that's
that.
it's crazy
a
what
different
happens.
environment, you know what I mean?
It's crazy when you stick a mic in front of somebody.
No. Back
No?
then, I would not do this.
Back
there
then
is
you-
no
okay,
way.
there's no way.
No.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like going to parties, you know, I'm doing keg stands, I'm drinking beer, you know, in high school.
Right.
That's a different story. Or just hanging out with my friends. Yeah, I'm loud, but in class or in that
Quiet.
kind of just quiet.
Miles
Just like,
quiet, just
hey.
nothing.
So, come my freshman year at Metro. Shout out Metro.
Shout out Metro. Shout out to them.
Back then, it was just a state college. You know, it was not the cool university it is now. Whatever. But
Nice. Okay.
so my freshman year, I'm like, cool. I'm a college guy now. I'm gonna do this. And to get over my fear, I took speech. My freshman year, speech.
That's
class.
how you do it. You have to tackle it head on.
Tackle it head
fella.
on, right? And I'm like, and I took a year off after high school. So I'm 19 now. I'm like, okay, I got this. Bombed my first 3 speeches.
What?
Bombed them, yeah. Like to the point where I'm gonna flunk this class and talking to the professor, like, I need help. What do you recommend? You know what? I hear that people take acting classes. Okay,
All
sure.
right,
Why not?
acting.
You know? So look in the phone book. Yes, back then it was a phone book.
I remember phone
It was
books.
not
I remember the
Google
yellow
and all
pages,
that.
the yellow.
And I found a
I remember
place,
that.
Big Fish Talent, and I started taking acting classes. Fell in love with it. Fell in
Amazing.
love with it. You know what I mean? So let's fast forward a few years. I'm a big fish. I'm a big fish.
You are a big
I'm
fish.
represented by Big Fish.
Exactly.
And doing like Denver back in the early 90s was not what it is now for the
Right.
that
For
scene.
the- for the scene
it was
of
a lot of
music.
industrial, Calvin got a job. I did a lot of those McDonald's and those little,
You was
those
doing
training
those type of
films.
commercials?
Yeah, and that. I did a lot with
Oh.
Metro and DU. I did a lot of student films and everything, but I was still striving through Big Fish and, getting gigs. I did a couple of those cool walkthrough for like Furniture Row and American Furniture, those
Oh
people that
my
are walking
God.
through
Yes,
and all
I
that
remember that.
stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I took
gosh.
my sister to one of them. So that was all that was really popping back then. So the big thing was when Hollywood agents come in town, they would do this Hollywood agent showcase once a year.
Mhm.
So I finally got up enough, like that I was good enough to do it in 98. And I did well, but I didn't really get any looks. So next
Okay.
year came back stronger, practiced more monologues,
Practice
monologues,
makes perfect.
You know what I mean? Practice for a year. I did one-on-ones with one of the Big Fish people. Sorry, I know we're running out of time.
No, you're good. You're good. We got time.
But yeah, I just worked on my craft for that year, and then auditioned again in early '99, and got picked up by Hollywood Agent.
Love it. So how did that transition to? I guess what kind of fast forwarding? How did that transition to radio?
Radio. So we're out in LA. We moved to LA in early 2000, me and the wife, and just on a whim, like, babe, guess what?
We're going to LA.
So we
That's
moved to
everybody's
LA.
like, yo, I got an agent now. I'm this guy.
We're going to LA.
LA.
And through the networking and the vibes out there and stuff, I met a lot of people in a lot of different industries. It's cool. We'll get into that some other time about the LA scene.
Yes,
But
sir.
Very fascinating. But I met a few people who worked in radio, and they worked for the bigger stations out there, K-Rock, Power 106, and all that. So we would go to events, and some were at for acting, and some were just parties and gigs for radio stations. And I'm like, man, this is a cool gig, man. We were hanging out in the Century Club.
You
And
just
then
you was
she's
living
like,
it up.
Well, I'm like, yo, and they're like, yeah, like, man, this is my job. They're doing remotes and parties that, so all these cool places that you heard of back there, the Troubadour,
I heard about the
Palladian,
Troubadour. Oh,
you know what I mean?
man.
Century Club, all these places that were fun. And I just thought it was a cool gig. So, when the acting thing wasn't really popping off, it was going all right. But my twins came along in 2005. When I found out I had twins on the way, I
You
thought
kinda
I
had to-
needed
yeah.
to have something a little more stability. So I went back to school. I couldn't figure out broadcasting or audio engineer, so I went back to school for both for 3 years. So
And
while
that-
my kids were like 5-6 months old till 2 years old, I was back in school. I was working 40 hours a week. I was doing internships on the weekends.
Well,
and
you had a
overnights.
busy schedule.
And
You didn't
because I was hungry. You know what I
You was
mean?
hungry
I'm just
for it.
saying, I was hungry for it. So that's how it came about. Is I thought it was really cool. People I knew in LA doing this, and when it came time to find a new profession, I jumped head first, right?
Man, I
so come
love that.
2007, I get picked up in a little overnight. I was working Friday night and Saturday night overnights for Clear Channel doing traffic and news, and then parlayed later into I saw necessity for independent music. Did not have enough exposure on mainstream radio after
Thank
working
you, sir, for that. Thank
for
you for that.
mainstream radio for 5 years. I saw that it didn't have the exposure it needed, and we had an amazing music scene. So another jump in head first. Created Caliwood in 2010. The first radio. 2010 was just production, Caliwood production.
Okay,
I did like radio production. I did a
yeah.
little music production, a little bit of this since I was an audio engineer. But 2012 came along and I started Caliwood Radio. The rest is history. Caliwood Radio X in 2016, Caliwood TV in 2018, and here we are, 2024.
Make sure y'all just go check out this man. He just listed he just listed his life story in like
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm
No,
gonna
it's okay.
keep it moving. But
We
a lot of it
time.
comes
We
from
got time.
necessity that I just didn't see being done, and not the right way. Of course, it's being done. There's podcasts being done. There's radio shows being done. There's this.
But you didn't have, but it didn't have that niche.
It didn't have what I was. You know what I mean? Like, not that I can do it bigger and better. I just different. You know what I mean? Like, when I started Caliwood Radio, I truly started it just like a mainstream radio station. Radio station. You know what I mean? It had the same vibes, looks. We went out, we did remotes, we did this. Everybody knows about the beginnings of 2012 through 2016. What we did with Caliwood was unbelievable. I'm still the only internet radio station that I know of in town that had billboards. Not to brag into my own horn, but I'm going to celebrate myself.
Talk your stuff, OG.
Let me
Talk your
celebrate
stuff,
myself.
OG.
And now we're 12 years in since I started Caliwood Radio, and still moving, still pushing. Is it where I want it to be? No, but I'm trying to do better at celebrating everything that I have accomplished to this day, which is a lot.
There's a lot. You've done a lot. You've listed a lot. So like the accolades are there.
Yeah.
And again, people's success is different from each perspective. Everybody doesn't have the same vision of success.
The same vision, you know what I mean?
So
and it truly is. You know, I try to look at what I have accomplished, and that is, yes, definitely not as much as we want financially. That just ain't gonna be. Let me tell you a story really quick. Before I had kids, I had a friend. He's the godfather of my son.
Yes, sir.
And we were really good friends in high school. And I remember talking about having kids and what have you in our early 20s. I didn't get married till 25. Didn't have my kids till 32. You know, I was trying to do other stuff. You know what I mean? Right. So I remember coming back from LA and having a discussion in the car, me and him drinking some 40s OE in the car and just asking how things were going out there. And I'm like, yeah, man, Tammy's, she's on that biological clock is ticking.
Yep. I know exactly what you mean.
I'm like, I'm just not ready. I just told her, give me a couple more years. I'm just figuring this acting thing out and what have you.
Got a couple more years.
And I was like, I just want to be set. I want to be set. I want to be financially straight. I want this. I want this. He looks at me. He's like, dog, you ain't never gonna be where you want to be. Not where you need to be, but where you want to be. Like in my mind, I want it all set.
When he told you that, what was the first thing going through your mind? What was the first thing that that went through your mind when he said that?
When he said that, it clicked up. Light bulb. Like I wasn't mad. I was like, because he didn't say in the facts like you're not gonna be, you're never gonna ever be that big. It wasn't that. He was like, you're never gonna be as set as you want to be. You're never gonna be prepared.
You're never gonna be prepared.
Children, right? You know this.
I know this for a
So
fact.
what he was trying to tell me was, you're never gonna be just 100% ready. That's what he was trying to get through to me.
As much as you prepare, like you can prepare as long as you can, but
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's life, right? There's no way I could be 100% prepared to be a father, and especially when you're in a room and you're looking at the ultrasound and there's two in there. Which would happen to me. So even if I was prepared as I want to be for one, and all of a sudden they throw that two into the plane.
Here goes two. You can be like, wait a minute, what?
Does that make sense? But it really truly hit home, and it stuck with me. And we were like 25. So I was married, so 26, 27 at the time, 28 maybe. But it just hit home. Like, there's just things you're just never going to be as prepared. You can get as ready as you want. You can be as ready as you want to release that album. You want to be as ready as you want to release this podcast. You know what I mean? You to have it perfect, you're just never going to be there. Never going to be 100% perfect.
I had that the very taping before you came. I was like a little bit frustrated. I'm not even going to lie, and I had to. My lady had to calm me down. I was like, all right, because I was like, wait a minute.
Want perfecting.
I guess I'm moving into like the perfectionist world. Even though I see that and I know I don't want that, sometimes it just comes out of me because I'm like, wait a minute, I want it right now. You know what? And this is it. And get it right. Like, what's going on? And it's like, wait a minute, bro, you gotta calm all the way down because this is God's time. And first of all, this ain't even yours.
This ain't right.
This ain't even yours. You got to chill.
I know that was one of the other options on the table was perfectionism. You know what perfection is?
Yes.
Imperfection.
Stop with the gems.
I'm just saying.
It's real. That's so real.
I'm just saying, there's
literally the perfection is the fact that you're flawed. We are flawed. We're flawed
man.
individuals.
The flaws are what make us perfect, man. Everything that I've been through. So, getting back to our true subject, though,
yes,
celebrating yourself. Truly, people, what I really want to just say is celebrate yourself daily. If you got yourself out of bed, went to a job, did what you need to do to support yourself and your family, and be a contributing member to society, then you are ahead of the game.
Ahead of a lot of people, actually.
You are ahead of the game. If all you did was made it through the day, God bless you. If your feet touch ground today and not 6 feet under, then you celebrate that.
You got it. You celebrate that.
Some days it is going to move back. Some days you are. You're going to take 5 steps forward, right?
10 steps back.
10 steps back. It's just, that's
I like
life.
I like to live
Celebrate
by a motto.
that too, because you know what? You get to wake up the next day and take 15 forward. Put it on your radar.
If you got the chance to wake up.
If you do. So that's all I can say is, and I'm truly one of the biggest people that it took a long time to figure that out. Because, man, when I first started Callywood, it was chips on shoulder. People didn't understand what I was doing, family-wise, friends-wise.
And nobody, and to be fair,
like vibing with
nobody. To be fair, nobody cares.
Nobody cares, right?
Nobody cares.
Nobody wants to be part of something and tell us something. And we know that. That's another.
That's it's over there.
It's over there.
We know that.
But just in the beginning, a lot of people didn't get it. Internet radio. The reason I remember being a Clear Channel and repurposing shows. Like I was a producer and I was a technical producer and a producer on the weekend. So when the shows were recorded, we took them and we put them on the website for people to listen to afterwards. Guess what that is? It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. I was doing that back in 2005, 2006, 2007.
Back when it was like pop, when I started, when it just started.
Yep, right. But I'm just saying, I saw an avenue, and I think I get this from my acting days.
Okay.
Here's another drill I'm going to drop on you guys.
Do it.
So I was mainly a commercial actor, meaning I did like commercial work, extra work. When you walk into a casting director's office, it's you and 20 other people that look just like you. So they're looking for a type, right?
Right. They're looking for a set type.
It could be as dialed in as 5'5" to 5'7", light skinned, blah blah blah.
Whatever
blah,
the
blah,
description
blah, blah,
is.
Whatever the description. It don't have to be just black people, right? It could be that dialed in. So when you walk in and you're looking at 20 other people that look like you, sound like you, and talk like you, what are you going to do to set yourself apart?
How are you going to be different?
That's what of mine. So I'd be in the room and I'd be sizing everybody up, and I don't know their talents. I don't know how good they are as an actor. I don't know anything. All I know is, what am I going to do to set myself apart from all these guys in here? And that just became an MO for me. So in Callywood, it's like, what can I do that isn't being done?
And that's what I same mentality.
Same mentality, man.
And that's why I love you so much, because we really do think the same.
Sorry.
You're just older and you're like more zen. I'm like passionate and like ready to go. And then sometimes right, I'm forward. Sometimes that comes off as arrogant. Yeah.
It comes off as off-putting, but you just
off-putting. But I know
it's passion. It's
passion
for you.
It's passion.
For
I
me,
know what I want.
For me, the frustrating part was always like, slow down. Let's go A to B first, not A to Z. But I learned you. But if there's truly anything out there that I can say to everybody, is take your time to really celebrate you. I'm not one to take. I can take criticism. I can take people talking as long as it ain't about certain things. My
Right,
family,
exactly.
My kids,
family,
kids.
I mean? Don't talk about.
They ain't talking about me, but
cool.
More so, I'm like, yes, I'm humble, but I don't like people like gushing over me.
Oh, okay, got you.
Over me. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
You don't need all that attention.
I don't need that. I like attention. I like to be on camera and this and that. But like even the Spotlight Awards, yes. Male radio host of the year.
Male radio host of the year, people. I ain't gonna lie
radio
to you.
show of the year. Thank you, Denver Spotlight Awards. But even like that, it's like, oh, thank you. That's not an act. It's just like, okay.
I appreciate it. Okay,
on
to the next thing.
Let's keep it going. But I was, especially for the first 4 years, man, almost ruined my marriage, my finances, my life, because I was so focused on making Callywood something and getting it to a certain level that I didn't take time to like when I first dropped it, boom, it was a studio on 16th Street Mall. Boom, it was parties. It was like a rock star party up in there for 4 years straight, just drinking and partying every day. That's not how you run a business.
That's not how you not. Yes,
that's the
fun.
atmosphere was like, it was fun. But that's like, I'm gonna do it like nobody else is doing it. But doing it like that almost
put you out.
Almost put me out of every way thing possible.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why you grow wiser. That's why you learn. That's why that's why you grow. So
Yeah.
So my next question for you, because you already covered a lot. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I'm sorry, man.
Which is it's great. I need that. I love it. I love it. It's for our viewers as well. Next question. This is a weird one, maybe, but what was the one thing that you were supposed to celebrate but you didn't? If that makes any sense. It was like, yo, you should be happy right now. But you like, wait, I don't feel it. Even though it was exactly probably how you wanted it, or it was a variation of, but what was that one thing you was like, I should be happy that this is happening and it's not?
Man, that's a good one. I mean, anniversaries of Caliwood was definitely one. Like, I should have been happy that I made it 5 years in, right?
Because that's a huge milestone.
Especially after the first 4 years.
2016
2012 to 2016 was a S show on that
Mm-hmm.
part. And it was fun, but yeah, definitely a lot of tumultuous stuff in there. So making it to 5 years, but at that time I was very depressed. I had injured, I had ruptured my Achilles in 2016 and was on the couch for like 3 months and had to give up the studio and but I was still pushing and doing events and stuff, like, you know, setbacks, like you said.
Right. Setbacks that lead
forward,
to the comeback.
25 back. But I should have, you know, I didn't do a 5-year, 7-year when I launched Caliwood Radio. It's when I started growing the platform. You know, by 2016, that was my way to evolve. It was start a sister station, and 2018. So definitely those. But 2014 was a rough year too, and that's when I actually did the billboards.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was something.
You thought that
cool.
was it. You thought that was wait,
like,
I'm here. I made it.
Yeah, it's like, this is awesome, and got a lot of accolades and.
It's crazy
and
how the
fun
perspective changes as you get
but
older.
it didn't. You know, I didn't really. As huge as it was, like I just mentioned it earlier, I still to this day don't know of any other internet station in town that's done that. It just wasn't. It wasn't what I thought it would be or do what I wanted it to do.
So how did that mind state change to where you actually expressed more gratitude for the position that you was in?
That was something that was
doing?
huge. I mean, anybody knows what a billboard costs.
Yeah,
times
exactly.
that times 5 in the downtown area.
Oh my god!
And holla at me. Again, that's
like
10 years
5
ago.
people's life savings.
That
right
was
there.
10 years ago, but you know, it was a good move, and but it you know, it didn't pop off, and I think partly because I didn't execute, and it didn't really bring me out of that funk of 2014. Most definitely. So bigger and better is not always.
It's not always better. Facts.
Bigger and better is not always better. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing that I'm struggling with. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because it's like, I see it. I have visions already about it. I knew where I'm going. I'm sorry. Well, I know where I'm going, and it's like, all right, if you're not helping me, get out my face.
Get in my face.
Get out my face.
Keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing, because I'm like, and maybe because just how my mind works, and you mentioned the word humble. You mentioned the word humble, and when I looked up the definition, I didn't like it. I was like, what? You mean, wait, I got the lowering of oneself? I'm sorry, I don't. That sound like settling. I'm like,
settling. Yeah.
Wise don't do that. But
yeah, that's A-type personality. That's cool.
That's right.
But you know,
perspective happens. You grow. You change. And of course, I can still reach those. Accolades. But I like to go with a quote that I was supposed to mention earlier. I don't play 10 days. I play 10 years. And so because I play 10 years, it's okay if I don't get it right now. Yeah. Because in 10 years, I'm gonna be that guy. And everybody, and that is going to start the legacy just by that alone.
Just that, yeah.
Just that alone is going to start it.
Like, even using that word, like legacy, I want to leave a legacy. I don't expect my kids to take over Caliwood and that kind of thing. But,
I ain't gonna lie, I want my son to take over the label.
Yeah, that's not. But you know, I think it would be cool to have something that's still around 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I think it would be very cool. And even if it doesn't, you know. That's fine. Another gem somebody dropped to me.
Please drop it.
Drop this. Back in when I first started in radio, and I was, like I said earlier, I try to do things that people aren't doing, right? So when I was working at Clear Channel, I was a weekend producer and technical producer. Mainly on weekends, it's brokered shows.
Okay.
Brokered meaning people that pay for their time.
They pay for
so
their time.
lawyers, foodies, you know what I mean, beer guys, they would pay for airtime on the station.
Advertising.
No.
Oh, that wasn't.
They would do shows.
Oh, they would do
They
show-
would
okay,
get like
got
an
it, got it,
hour
got
or
it.
two show, but they would pay instead of being like a show host, like a KOA host of the
Gotcha.
mornings where you get paid by the station. Brokered shows mean you pay the station for that time.
Gotcha,
So you get
that
like a
makes sense.
2-hour block on the weekends, and you get to promote your business
That's great
or
promotion,
your
actually.
passion or what have you. So I did a lot of those shows on the weekends, and although these people were very passionate about what they were doing, their industry or what have you, they weren't radio people. So I would step in and be like, yo, you know, I can help you with this. I can do some imaging for you. I can like start running your clock for you and set things up. And
Creating, basically created
just a
your own
little side
position.
hustle. And that's actually where Caliwood Production started from. A little side hustle.
It's crazy.
And
It's
I
crazy with a
started
little
doing that.
passion, a little determination with
Yeah.
you. It's
So
like-
one of those brokered shows, they grew. They were like one of those financial shows, and they started syndicating and doing other cities. And I was really good at what I did and started that for them. And so when they syndicated and started doing other cities, they brought me on board, paid me $60,000 a year to run and syndicate their shows and everything. And I remember one of the like VP or whatever of that. I was talking to him. He's like, I was telling him like what I want to do. I was like, man, I've been thinking I want to start this business, and you know, I just don't know. I don't know. This is before Caliwood started, right?
Right.
This is like I just don't know how.
And you don't know.
how to
You
do
never
this.
know
I
where
was
your
like,
blessing's
I don't
gonna
know how
come
to do
from.
this. This is like 2008, 2000. So this is 2 years before I started Caliwood, and I started working for them, and this stuck in my mind. He's like, I was kind of going that same route. Like I want to look at legacy. I want to create something. You know what I mean? I want to do something. My company. He's like, 100 years from now, is it going to matter? It slowed me down. Like where I was ready to just go 100 miles. Like
I'm not even gonna lie, that would get me tight. That would get me tight.
let that sink in. Let
I'm
that
gonna
sink in.
I understood
100
it.
years from now,
100 years from now, is it gonna matter?
All right.
To be
think
honest,
about the
my
biggest
answer
person.
would be, I
think
hope
about
so.
your biggest idol in the world or whoever. 100 years from now,
They're not gonna be here.
Well, of course, but you know they might be mentioned in a blurb here. Even my wife will slap me across the face. But even like Michael Jordan, 100 years from now, like, yes, there's still going to be Nike. There's still going to be this and that. But the man himself, I just like 100 years, and not that I compare myself to Michael Jordan by any ways. I'm just saying 100 years from now, what's that landscape going to look like?
Probably something that you're never gonna see that. You know,
Just so you know, and it just that's how it hit me.
That's how
100 years from now,
Is it
and
gonna
not
matter?
that I'm insignificant, not that what I'm doing now doesn't matter, but it just slowed me down. Where like
puts it into
I had
perspective.
like,
so like, yo,
I was like a duck, you know what I mean? Like above, I look very calm on the surface, but underneath, I'm just.
like, go.
And it didn't like make me think like, well, shoot, 100 years is not going to matter. Why should I do anything? But it just like slowed me down in the fact that okay, put me in the now. Not about what I need to create for 20 years from now or 30 years from now.
I'm learning that lesson.
Let me think about now and what can I do now to further myself. That's the way I took it.
Because sometimes you can't even, if you're thinking about the future so much, then you don't live in the present.
You don't See, I am learning you. I am learning.
So if you don't live, and if you're not living in the present,
if you're not enjoying the present,
you're not enjoying the present, then to be honest, you're not gonna have a future.
Yeah.
to be completely fair,
life is short. People
Life
say
is too short.
Life is too short. People say life is long if you make the wrong decisions. No,
who said that?
I don't know.
I don't know. That don't sound right.
They just say life could be long if you don't like do your passion or with that.
Right.
Life is short. You just need to take care of now.
Because I mean, if we like a healthy life,
Yes.
realistically, you got about what,
Realistically.
maybe 60, 70, maybe. Well, now I think people can go up to 80, but realistically, and that's a short time. People think that's a long time.
That's a
like,
long
brother,
time.
that's only like 60, 70 years.
And let me put another factor in there real quick. Thank you for reminding
Yeah,
me of
no
this
problem.
one. This is one I was thinking about the other day when you asked me this, was like celebrating yourself. Another reason I want to celebrate myself now is because I don't know how long I have. My family history is not very good. I try to take care of myself now.
Yes, sir.
5, 6 years ago, not so much. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, drinking way too much. You know what I mean? I work every day at bettering myself, physically, mentally, financially, of
Yes,
course,
sir.
everything.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. I'm not.
Nobody is. Nobody is.
That's not what I'm saying. But as I get older, that factors in. My dad passed at 52. You know, Vietnam vet, had a very PTSD, alcoholic, and I'm predisposed, right? On that side of things.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with my mom's side of the family. I never met my grandpas on either side of the family. They're already gone. My dad at 52, my mom at 61 for ovarian cancer. You know what I mean? So, hey.
From where you come from,
hey, man.
the odds ain't with you.
Yeah, the odds ain't there.
The odds ain't there.
It's another reason why I'm trying to focus on the now and celebrate more of daily. You know, instead of keeping that like, all right, this is my 1-year plan, my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan. Like, this is what I want by then. I have goals yearly.
You can have goals and ambitions.
You can have goals and everything, but what I'm trying to do more is, like you said, celebrate myself now. Celebrate what I've done. Celebrate with everybody knows my kids. Like, I gush over my kids, the twins. You know, they're 18 now, and
yes,
I'm
sir.
trying to celebrate.
Congratulations to them. They're going to college and whatnot. Yeah,
graduating in 2 months. And
this man be taking road trips like every 2 days. Like,
so I'm really focused on that right now and celebrating these moments as they get ready to finish high school. You know, I'm taking time away from the business side to focus more on that, the college tours, but just hanging out with them.
Because you're not going to
now.
They're not going to be there.
They're not going to be there, right?
They're not going to be there.
So
you're going to see them on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Celebrate myself and my family. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. No,
I'm trying to slow down time. We can't do that, but
you can't slow down time.
I'm not 100% at it because I still get, duck, calm on the surface, paddling underneath. There's still times that comes up. You know what I mean? I'm still anxious and want to get stuff done, but I'm trying to step back and so I thought that's why I picked that topic. You know what I mean? Like, because it really hits home on trying to celebrate everything going on right now, day by day.
J. Cole even said, he said something along the lines of, good news is, homie, you came a long way. The bad news is, homie, you went the wrong way.
You went yeah.
So
I like that one.
That hit me. It's like, man, you did all of this for nothing. But if you just took your time with it and not rushed through it, you probably would have got way further, would have got better connections, would have got a better structure, a foundation underneath you that you can actually take and leverage it and get people to help you with.
I mean, we all learn.
We all fall short. We all fall short.
At 51 years old, there's still things I look back at last year, the last 5 years, and I'm still learning from. It's never ending on that front. You ain't never gonna have it all figured out.
The fact that you're still learning, the minute that you stop learning, to me is when you start dying.
Yeah.
And I'm I ain't trying to go right now. Like, my son needs me. I gotta raise him. Yeah. And so I got things to do in this world. And so it's like, man, let me start taking this information in. And this is just great interaction by itself. So like the gems that you're dropping, I appreciate it. And I want to go ahead and give you your flowers, man. I want to go ahead and give you your flowers.
And I will take them.
You know what I'm saying?
I will shred them up and make some potpourri.
You go, what? I appreciate you, King, because you actually look at you. Stop. I appreciate you though, simply because you are a person of a genuine heart. You real with it though. Like, you don't sugarcoat nothing, but you got a genuine heart.
I say what I mean.
You say what you mean what you say.
But I do try to keep it on the positive tip. I do.
Me too. Sometimes I can't.
I can get on a soapbox and just start going off. That's what my radio show's about. Make sure you guys tune in.
Caliwood
every
Radio.
Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. New Music Mondays. Every Thursday, Throwback Thursdays, 5 p.m. 7 p.m. CaliwoodRadio.com, 92.9 FM, 89.3 HD3, Denver Open Media Radio. Whew, okay.
You sound like the commercial that be having at the end of the thing.
At the end of the commercial,
that's why they do it fast, because they don't want you to know.
They want to get you past some of that. But
I ain't gonna say that because I ain't trying to get off air.
But truthfully, if there's anything I can say to everybody, man, because, and especially in our industry, people know this. Like, think about movies that just came out last 6 months ago, right? Where they at? You know what I mean? Songs that drop. We know how fickle this industry is and
really,
how quickly people move on.
Especially
in today's age with social media and digital age, our attention span is just like
half
that,
a second
right?
Going.
So it's real easy to feel like, man, I just dropped this and had all this going on, and all right, I'm back to square one. What do I do next? You know,
and
that
in itself can put you in a state of depression.
Could could
and it's like, man, like was that even worth it? So now you end up stuck and you be like, I don't even know where to go because I just did this like
because
3,
you're
6
just trying to
months
celebrate those momentum occasions. You know what I mean? Rooftop parties is coming back next month.
Yes, sir.
You know
Shout
what
out to
I
the
mean?
rooftop parties.
We only did one last year. I was very disappointed and upset that I didn't get to do more. I put a lot of work into getting it here.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. You know what I mean? So back last year, I was very in a state of,
Yeah.
It was one of those.
I know, because I was ready to. I was even like, yo, are we doing it? We was going to do it?
You were slated for it.
I was slated, and he
so
was
that
like,
is a perfect
hey,
example of, things don't work out. Things are on there. Things normally always don't work out, right? The way you want them. And that was a big setback because we had a whole season planned of them, another 5 of them, and we only got to do one before, things didn't work out the way we want. But they're back for this year. So
they're coming back.
That's a step forward. But, back last year, it was a step back. And when people are asking, hey, when you going to do your next one? Hey, what's going on? Where's it at? And then people just forgot about it.
That could be annoying. I ain't gonna lie. When so like when you know something ain't gonna happen and people keep you
asking.
Hey, I'm like, bro.
So that was the perfect example of, man, that first one was popping too, and we were ready for the season, and so celebrate.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in fate and karma.
I'm
Put good out there and good will come back to you. But fate, like me and my wife have this thing where we call it roll the dice.
Okay.
Like, let's see how it goes. It usually works out for us.
I'm learning
usually
that.
Works out for us.
All that planning, it can still F up.
yeah, it does. I'm just saying, there's just sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith.
You got to take a leap of faith.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anything that's detrimental. I'm not trying to lose your house or your family or anything like that. Believe me, I've been there and rolled the dice when I shouldn't have. But I'm just saying on certain things, like we rolled the dice. I'm moving to LA, and it was the best 6 years of our life. We became closer and friends because it was just the two of us against the world. And so we're not scared when our kids go to college in 6 months because we're really good friends.
It's back to y'all.
It's back to us. Like, we already know how to do this.
We already know how to do this already, so
we can have more fun. But I'm just saying that was like a serious situation where we just rolled the dice. We didn't have jobs lined up. We just moved. We just packed up and like Beverly Hills Billied it and went to LA.
Oh man, I couldn't do that now.
Yeah. I mean, we had no kids.
We had no kids.
We're like mid-20s.
Oh yeah, that makes sense to do it at that time. It makes sense.
But I'm just saying, I am a big believer in fate. Things, if things, even when they don't work the way they should, it's gonna work out the way it was supposed to.
That makes sense. Yes, sir.
Celebrate that too.
I got man, you dropping it today. I can't even say too much.
I'm sorry.
I love it. I love it.
I can talk.
This is fam, y'all.
Let the director know, like when we gotta, he can be like, okay,
this is
we're good. All right.
This is fam, so like we could talk for hours, and we ain't got that time. We ain't got that.
But I want to keep it, I want to keep it informational too. Like, I just want to keep saying the same thing over and over. So what's
the if you have to give, like, I guess in no particular order, 5 steps to, if you have to give somebody a blueprint on how to celebrate, what do you think that would be in like 5 steps?
How to celebrate.
It sounds like you should just know, but like, no. Don't nobody know. Sometimes some people don't know how to celebrate. Some people like, well, what does that mean?
So does that 5 steps include like the actual, like whatever you're celebrating? Does it include that too, or is it just the aftermath of it?
Just
like
the,
you did
just
something
the aftermath of it. Just the aftermath of it. Like, 5 steps. I did this thing.
I don't know if there's a full 5.
Well,
like me,
it may not be.
Like me, when I have something that I'm just elated about that happened. It's definitely not reevaluate, but like running it again, like running it back. You know what I mean?
Basically.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
so that event that happened, and like I said, it could be just waking up this morning, but running. Why I want to celebrate it back? Like what
the whys? That's one of the most
whys
important.
of why I want to celebrate this, right? So running it back and like really breaking it down. You know what I mean? Like what worked, what didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I mean, for something I'm celebrating, like just waking up this morning, why did it work? Because I got up on time. I got up without hurting anything. And you know what? But
I'm starting to feel that stuff now.
But truly, like, there's a word I'm looking for, and it's not coming to mind.
It's okay if it doesn't happen.
Rehashing,
makes sense. No, rehashing.
There's a word I'm.
There's a word
I'm looking for there. Like,
it's probably gonna happen after we go off here.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's the word That's kind of what I'm going with. Is like running it again, and
I think
and
for-
really and
ahead.
enjoying the moments again, because in some of it, you taking time to really enjoy it, to really take it in. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whatever that moment was, like the tour we did with my kids 2 weeks ago at one of the schools. We went up there, and this is like how things just work out. Like, hey, just work out. We went up there not knowing. We went up there for a tour on Friday, and it was just one of those quick, like 2-3 hour tours. They walk you around, they show you the dorms, blah, 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 this. At the end of the tour, they're like, hey, you guys staying for tomorrow? It's our big Mesa experience. I'm like, what is that?
What is that?
What is that about? I don't know. They're like, oh, when we do this, you get to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this. We're like, what? All right. So in bad side of it is like, okay, we got to stay another day in Grand Junction, and now we got to go re-rent the room, and they're more expensive. It's like $180, $200. And, I'm looking at the negative side of it, but then to turn around and look at the positive, like,
This is
what's
never
it gonna
going to happen
give?
again.
Yeah,
And
this
what
is
that?
like perfect timing. Like, we didn't know anything about this, and we just happened to be here. So let's put the negative aside in that and the whole experience of it. And then on our way home, we left right after that. And driving our way home, and we just all went through like what we loved about it. You know what
That's
I mean?
great.
Like,
That's
what we loved
amazing
about
to
the
you.
tour and pieces, and the kids were just like almost like, oh, I like that.
I can't wait to do that
and
with
we were
Miles.
like, yeah. So it's just one of those things. Like at first, I was like, oh man, okay, another day. But we
Another
ended up
day,
dropping like
more
another
money.
$600 between eating for the day, food, blah 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 blah. We went shopping, but that's neither here nor there. That's
Right.
that's the negative part of my mind, like thinking like, gee.
I think that's the programming. That's the programming that I think that we all have because because it's not at a certain thing.
It's not a certain thing.
Right.
And they all felt that too. And they're like, well, guys, we're like, well, we don't have to. But we're like, no, this is an opportunity we can't pass up.
We
and
gotta
after
do
it was
it.
like, yo, there was no way we should have missed that. It was amazing in what it did. And then that.
You're creating the memories and the experiences that are going to
experience
last a lifetime. Because think about it, like you're not even going to be in this version anymore of yourself. Like this version, like the version that you are now, your youth that you are in now, that's done after it's done in the next 2 seconds. You're done.
Yeah.
And so
that is step one, right? So going through the experience and hate it or love it or what have you, but coming back and then like re-envisioning it or going through what you liked and all of that's a big part of celebrating it. You know what I mean? And put it in terms of like, hey, the last 3 months, I don't feel like I've really done anything, but let's go look at the positive things that I've accomplished. I wrote 2 songs or this, I got in the studio. So that could be like re-envisioning
whatever your craft is,
whatever you went through. I mean, that's step 2. That's just step 1 of celebrating it. I don't know if there's 5 true steps.
That's okay. You're gonna have to have 5.
So the first one is really like determining why you're celebrating it, the whys of it, right? Number 2 is okay. What can I do to enjoy it? What can why am I enjoying this? Why? Right? So that's whys of enjoying it. Number 3 would be, okay, what do I need to do to duplicate this?
To keep getting like this euphoria or like this
part
this
of
love.
it. And regardless if it's a level up here or getting out of bed.
You can still aim for the highest level.
But I'm just saying, like, if it was like just hey, I got through the day today. Like, okay, well, what did I enjoy? Back in my early 20s, I was sales. I worked for AT&T and pagers and cell phones. And you learn, right? You answer, you ask what? Open-ended questions.
Oh, yeah. Open-ended
questions. As an interviewer,
right.
you want to make sure you get open-ended questions.
So
right?
I can get the most information. I don't want to ask closed-ended questions like, what's your favorite color? Blue. Okay.
What's your name? So, and Curtis can attest to this because we've had the conversations before when you're talking to your kids after school, right? You don't ask them, how was your day? Good. What was the favorite thing about your day? I learned that from that man right there, like 2-3 years ago.
Shout out to Curtis again. Apparently he got the gems.
That's a good. That's a good one.
That we don't know
Salesman
about.
extraordinaire, right there. Dr. B in the house. But he's definitely taught me a lot of things. And as he's got an older one who just graduated from college, same college my son's going to actually, Mesa.
Nice.
And I listen when we're having those conversations, and I learn, and we use that now a lot. Like, tell me what favorite, because if you ask, how's your day? It was good.
It was cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
What'd you do? Just
nothing,
classes.
just
You know
chilling.
what I mean?
It's
But
like, all right.
twist that around, man, and say that. What was your favorite thing about the day? Oh, what was your worst thing about the day? Oh, man, my day was terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, tell me. What was
Because
the
you'll
worst
get a
thing
lot
about
more
your-
information out
what
of
was the
that,
worst
and
thing
then
about your
you
day,
can
man?
actually
So
maneuver.
anything, how do you duplicate that? So I can do it in 3 steps right there.
That's cool.
Why
That's cool.
why am I celebrating it?
Enjoying
What
the
did I like
moment.
about something? Enjoying it, and how do I duplicate that?
How do I duplicate it?
So I can do it in 3. I can name that tune in 3.
Hollywood, thank you so much. Look at this, brother. I want to give you flowers because you deserve them.
Thank you, man.
You deserve it.
I appreciate that.
And
Thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. Not only are my brother, you're my family.
We are family.
We family.
My nephew.
Exactly.
I got to finally hold my nephew and hang
you
out with him.
finally got to hold his nephew.
About a
He
week
was like,
ago.
yo.
Yeah, Uncle Cal's got
Uncle
you.
Cal got him. I was like, oh, yeah, he does.
And it's even that, you got to celebrate those moments. Man, you're going to have so many rough days.
I learned that from
But
Coach,
you gotta
too, when he was up here.
You got to celebrate even those rough days because 5-6 years from now, it's going to be completely different. You know what I mean?
You're going to be walking and talking and running and jumping.
Even if it's a day when he's just crying and crying, it's like, oh, I miss those days. Little scrunchy face crying. I miss those days. Now I just get it. Dad jokes. That's
yo.
You don't get the same little.
I wish my son would.
But I'm just saying, you got to
Catch his hands.
enjoy. You got to enjoy everything. So celebrate the little moments just as much as you celebrate the big ones because they all add up to something amazing.
And I thank you so much for the gems that you drop. I don't even want to go into a hussy because it's not even necessary.
Yeah. Just leave the vibes.
I like the vibe that this is going, brother. You was actually supposed to be on episode 1.
Yeah, we had talked about this.
We had talked about this.
While I was holding my nephew, and you lied to me. You lied to me with your son in my lap. You lied to me. Said,
I didn't.
I want to start season 2 with you. I was like, oh, yo, I'm in. That'd be awesome. Start season 2.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you hit me. But no, this is good too. This is
good.
This is really good.
Timing is everything.
Fate, baby.
Fate. So, brother, I thank you for being on the show. Please let everybody know where they can find you. All the social media, all the links, and tell them what is coming up next for you. It's Hollywood Radio, Hollywood Productions, everything in between.
Everything. So, Hollywood music is encompassed by Hollywood Radio, Hollywood Radio X. For those that don't know, Hollywood Radio is dedicated to the indie scene. You find artists like Wise up in there and everybody else that represents Denver finest. Hollywood Radio X is a different animal. That one I dropped in 2016, and it's mainstream. Everything from Metallica to Marvin Gaye is what we call it.
Yes.
So everything. But the cool thing about it is it's more fan interaction, number one. And we literally just this month opened the door for people interested in doing shows on it. So if you like mainstream music, it's ASCAP and BIM licensed, so we can play pretty much anything on it.
Got a blanket license.
And on that note, too, Hollywood Radio as we just got licensed for ASCAP starting April 1st. So all of you guys that have your ASCAP, you start getting those royalties. Took me a minute to work it out because they just, so much loophole.
That's a lot going on with that, too. That's a
but
whole
it's not
nother
BMI,
topic.
though. It's just ASCAP as of now. But anyway, so, yeah, we've opened up the door. We're looking for show host and DJs as one of my next levels. That's what I want to do is I want this station rocking 24/7.
I may have to talk to you about that.
With different stuff, even podcasts like the audio style. But really what I'm looking for is DJs. We want a ton of DJs, and I want show host. And even if you've got something you're already doing, a podcast, a show, and you want to syndicate it, holla at your boy.
I'm already. See, we're going to talk after
Hollywood
the
at
show.
live.com. CALLYWOOD at live.com. So those are our 2 radio stations. Of course, Hollywood TV, we're up to 200,000 views.
Stop playing.
In the last 6 months. Because the cool thing about it, the structure is, this is one of those things like it comes to I want to do things that people don't do.
Right.
So our Hollywood TV, all it is YouTube links. So people send us their YouTube links. We drop them into our playlist, which is through this third-party streaming company. And it creates our radio station. So we get views on our streaming channel. You get views on your YouTube video.
I like that. Because normally I don't get that because if I have to put it on somebody else's platform and it's like, wait a minute.
Send me your MP4 or send me this. No, we use it straight from your YouTube video. So, and that way people listening to it or watching it, they can click on it.
They click the link and they'll
go right to your YouTube page.
I love this,
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I said 6 months. We had 262,000 for 2023. I haven't looked at this numbers for this one.
Impressive numbers.
We've had that
already.
running since 2018. And then we put our live, we put all our live shows on there, like our Live at Fives and everything. So another visual platform, if you've got like a visual LikeMinds Podcast. Put these on YouTube. Send me the YouTube link. Bam, we throw them on there.
Which I'll go ahead and send
both of
that
us
to
get
you.
exposure.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Man.
Sorry, and then of course,
No, you good.
our live shows, New Music Mondays. You can check out on Denver Open Media Radio, 92.9 FM, 89.3 HD3, and of course streaming on CaliWoodRadio.com. Yes, thank you to Denver Spotlight Awards. We are the 2023 show of the year.
Shout out to Denver
Yeah.
Spotlight, and I need to perform at the next one. I'm not even
Yo, the
gonna-
vibes,
I'm not
man.
even going to play with y'all.
The vibes were
Hit me
amazing.
up. Stop playing.
And then thank you also for giving me a male radio host of the year.
Congratulations
for
on
that.
order for that. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the community, my peers, my peoples. Everybody came out and voted for me. Dr. B voted for me. Everybody that loves me. Man,
That's
thank
what
you
we
for the
do.
flowers.
That's what we do.
So we have New Music Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then me and Cons, DJ Cons, everybody knows Cons. We do
Shout out
Throwback
to Cons.
Thursdays.
Shout out to Nicole, too.
Nikki
Nicole.
Swizzy, yeah.
Nikki Swizzy, shout out to her.
Sorry, my partners in crime on Mondays. Thursdays, we do Throwback Thursdays. Me and Con, since we're old hip-hop heads, we
Y'all
do
are
Throwback
old.
Thursdays on Caliwood Radio X, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So the thing about Caliwood Radio X is Thursdays is Throwback Thursdays, Fridays are Flashback Fridays, Old School Sundays. So those 3 days are nothing but old school. And when I say old school, I'm talking...
You talk like 70s?
I'm talking 70s.
70s and
back.
old?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
got you.
talking... old school, 70s through 90s.
Love it,
A little bit
love
early
it.
2K. But we do it live for 2 hours each day, and we play like mixes, and we talk about songs and what memories they bring back to us. So it's a good time. Check us out, CaliwoodRadioX.com, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thursdays. And from there, we have events coming up, spring and summer. You know how Cali would like to do
You
it.
know how we do it. I already know how you do it. I
mentioned
already
it.
know.
Our first rooftop party is April 27th, and we're announcing the lineup tomorrow. Can I go out? Well, it'll already be out.
It'll already be out. It'll already be out. It'll already be out. You can go ahead.
So, shout out to Hash and S7 Survival. We teamed up with S7 Entertainment and S7 Survival for this first one. And so Hash will be our special guest appearance.
Yes, sir.
Closing it out. And then we just finalized the list, so I hope I get everybody. Let's see. We got SG Comma. So there's
yeah, I know
one.
SG. I know SG.
You know SG, right? We got Osha Renee, which if
Asha
you
Renee,
guys-
shout out to
Asha
her.
Renee. Thank you, Asha Renee. Who else? We got Otis, one true inspired
Otis.
soul.
What up, baby?
We got Rose, Mr. Rose Don't Play
Rose.
up in there.
Let's go.
And I'm missing a couple. Oh my God, I don't have my phone.
Y'all better check out the podcast so y'all
Sorry,
can
we
see
just
y'all name
finalized
being
the list
mentioned.
literally last night. I'm trying to think who else is on there. We got Rose, Asha, Common, SG, Comma. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. You probably
But
not
anyways,
gonna remember them all.
April 27th, we got a new spot, brand new spot, and it's beautiful. Everybody.
Yeah,
and
I
the cool
saw
thing
the
about it-
pictures.
You
I
saw
saw
the
the
pictures?
I saw the
Yeah.
pictures. I saw
Oh, that's right. You did see the pictures.
Yeah,
and
so you said it.
in true Caliwood fashion, I'm all about doing stuff that hasn't been done. So we found a new spot that hasn't been rocked yet. And it's going to be us and 200 of our closest friends just hanging out, partying.
I love
Dope
this.
lineup. So April 27th is our first one. So follow Caliwood Music everywhere on TikTok, IG,
Kids,
X,
they grow up so
Facebook.
fast.
So
So
yeah,
proud of you.
Caliwood Music everywhere is what I've kind of structured it under. So if you just search Caliwood Music, you'll find us. Thank you, man, for having me.
Of
Like I
course.
said, I'm only my second
Anytime.
interview. Did I do all right, everybody?
He did
Everybody
amazing.
feedback.
He did amazing.
You make sure when you watch this, hit the IG in the comments and say "Did he do
Subscribe.
good?"
Make sure y'all like,
I'm
comment,
not an
share, subscribe to the
interviewer.
channel.
I'm not an interviewee. I'm an interviewer. You know what
So
I'm
this is
saying?
I know this is
I've
different
done,
for you.
and not to toot my horn, I've done hundreds and hundreds of interviews. Yes,
Right.
over the last 12 years, and only my second one being so.
That's because you deserve the flowers, G.
So I
it was-
appreciate.
it was time.
I
It was
really
time.
truly appreciate that. Even when you asked me about doing the first one of season 2, I was really honored. I was really like,
Oh, man, of course.
you like make a black man blush.
That's, bro, I'm so-
And I know this comes out later,
too
but the
funny.
reason I'm wearing my lucky shirt is because St. Patty's Day is tomorrow, and the St. Patty's Day parade was today. I am Blyrish. Kiss me, I'm Blyrish.
what?
Black Irish.
I know
Blyrish.
what it means, but I was like, what? Why?
This is the one day I'm Irish, man. So
Oh, I'm not
about to go get my
Irish.
green beer in.
I could be Irish today. I'm not. As you can see.
Actually, when I looked
black
back
all
through,
day.
when I did look back through, this is pre all the digital age of 1, 2, 3, whatever those are. But back like 10, 15 years ago, you had to do it by book and go back and search.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if I didn't get as far as if I'm Irish, but I'm definitely English. I know that part, and Indian. I know that from my grandpa.
There you
So
go.
I'm a third Cherokee. So I do want to do that like test and see what else is.
I do need to do an ancestry test
that
too.
thing, yeah.
But that's next
Ancestry
time.
1, 2, 3.
We're gonna do that definitely next time. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I'll take Blyrish for 200.
this guy right here is amazing, but he is funny as I don't know what. But listen, guys, this episode was amazing because this is the 10th episode. This is the final episode of season 1, and I'm so blessed to have you here. I'm so blessed to have my cameraman Brian. Everybody who's been helping me out. Shout out to the lady as well. She
and Dr. B for hanging.
She be getting me right. She be making sure I'm good. So I appreciate her. Look at that. I name dropped her. She blushing over there. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the 10th episode. Sorry. Yes, I'm all right. I said it right. The 10th episode of season 1, which means it's the final episode of the season. I'm so blessed to make it this far.
It's the finale.
It's the finale. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wise. And this is Mr. Calvin Parker Jr. We will be right back with message of the day. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank Mr. Calvin Parker Jr. for being on the show. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for all that you do, for how you've helped me, and how you've been a blessing to my life, and hopefully I've been a blessing to yours. And also, I want you to know that you are needed. You are a very special person in this community, and we are overly ecstatic to have you working in this community to help build it up to what it can be.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, yes, sir. Now, just for the people at the, for the people on the couch at the house, tell everybody what's coming up with, with Collywood and what's coming up with any things that you got going on.
Okay,
let's go. What you got? What you got?
Man, there's a list here.
There's a list.
Shameless plug.
He got a list. He got a list, guys.
As always, you can check me out on social media, Collywood Music, everywhere. TikTok, IG, Facebook, X. I still want to say Twitter all the time.
I know, me too.
Collywood Music, that's CALLYWOOD Music. And our website, collywoodmusic.com. That's where you'll find all our platforms, Collywood Radio, Collywood Radio X, and Collywood TV, of course. And then our shows, too. So we do New Music Mondays, every Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. live on Denver Open Media Radio. I got to shout out Denver Open Media Radio.
Shout out to Denver Open Media.
For those that aren't familiar, it's the only FM radio station in Denver that plays nothing but indie Colorado artists.
Love it.
The only one. Some other stations might play 1 or 2 songs here and there, but we're the only station that plays nothing but Colorado. So tune in, check us out. 92.9 FM, 89.3 HD3. And we'll have the streaming back up soon, denver.open.media. A lightning hit our tower. So we've been having some issues. That's what we figured out finally.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay.
So we'll get that back up and running soon. But shout out Denver Open Media. I'm the operations director of that as well as running Collywood. So appreciate them for letting me come on board as independent music and artists are one of my passions. I appreciate that I get to even do it on another platform, a bigger platform.
Let's go.
So again, you can check New Music Mondays out every Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Denver Open Media Radio. Also streaming simultaneously.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. We said it.
Man. Simultaneously on Collywood Radio. And then Throwback Thursdays we do on Collywood Radio X, me and DJ Cons. Man, like I said
shout
earlier.
Shout out to DJ Cons.
Collywood Radio X, we play everything, baby, from Metallica to Marvin Gaye. We got all that 70s up in there, some 80s, and definitely the 90s, my favorite genre.
Favorite era.
My favorite decade. So, yeah, please tune in and check it out. And check me and Cons out every 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., every Thursday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So those are the platforms. But you can find them all on Collywood Music. Plus, on demand, our shows are on Spotify, SoundCloud. They're all over the place.
Let's go.
Our replays and events. Spring and summer are coming. You know what I'm saying?
You already know what that means.
Everybody knows what that means, right?
Well, they don't know, so you got to tell them.
Hey, Rooftop Sessions back for 2024.
Let's go.
We got a new place, man. Shout out to Enterprise. You guys are going to love this place. It's beautiful. We can fit 200 of our closest friends up there with us, and we're going to have some fun.
We're going to have an amazing
one
time.
Is April 27th. We just dropped the lineup literally last night, so sorry. Let me pull it up here. Shout out Hash, first of all. Hash and Survival 7 Entertainment for collabing with us. I went to him and said, yo, man, we're bringing rooftop parties back. I'd love to get you involved for the first one. I want you to cure the talent for it. And he did not disappoint, man. I'm telling you this. So special guest appearance, of course, performance by Hash himself. And then we got SG Comma up in there.
SG Comma going to be in the building.
SG Comma will be up in the building. And Tune Mac We got Mr. Tune.
Shout out to Sumac. I know
Yeah,
Sumac all
yeah.
day. What's up, baby?
Yeah, he was just in not too long ago on New Music
Yeah,
Mondays.
I just saw him. That's right.
Shout out Asha Renee. Congrats on killing it at the Denver Spotlight Awards. I met her for the first time, and she killed
So I saw that.
it,
I saw that
son.
performance through her Instagram. Amazing,
Yo.
amazing.
So we got Asha Renee representing the females. That's gonna be dope. TMC up in the building with us. We also have Rose, Mr. Rose Don't Play.
Rose don't play.
And
Don't play with him.
Otis, one truly inspired soul. So that lineup itself right there. Plus food,
that right there?
fun. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
So April 27th, tickets go on sale, or tickets are on sale right now. Because by the time they drop.
By the time this
By the
episode
time
drops,
this
it'll be
drops,
yeah.
So tickets on sale. Just go to the Caliwood Music IG page. The link will be there. This will sell out. 200. That's it. That's our capacity. So when you see this,
That's it.
go get your ticket.
Go
man.
get
You
your
don't
ticket.
want
And if you ain't got it, you out of luck.
If y'all don't know about a Caliwood Vibe rooftop party, if you don't know,
Now you know.
now you know. So come check out, come hang out with us. Yeah, and then we got some more, of course, all summer long. We got another rooftop lined up that I ain't dropping yet.
Yeah, we're not gonna
And
talk about that in a minute.
pool party and beach parties coming up too. Yep, we running it this summer, man. The summer is about to be lit.
Man, thank you so much, man. I just appreciate you for being on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank
my
you.
brother, my age, this is fam. This is my son's uncle. Like, stop playing.
Yeah,
so
my
I'm just
nephew,
happy.
my nephew. Last thing I'm gonna say
Shout out
is,
to my son. Go
last
ahead.
thing I'm gonna say is, you know I'm fine,
But the money make me
handsomer.
handsomer.
Hey, somebody was singing it
Shout out to
earlier for some
Russ,
reason.
man. Russ, if you want to come on the show, please.
Holla at your boy. You'll be in
Holla-
town soon.
You be in town soon, so you
hang
can
out
come
with us.
through.
You know, we can all get up here and do it.
We can. I'm ready for that. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wise. To my left is Mr. Calvin Parker Jr., and this is the LikeMinds Podcast. We will be right back with Message of the Day. Peace.
We coming live and direct.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Wise, and this is the LikeMinds Podcast. And you are now listening to Message of the Day. It's crazy to think about it, man, but this was an a conception of how I wanted to change the world, how I wanted to make an impact. And a podcast about mental health, because we all got brains, is something that I knew that everybody could relate to. And I am honored, I am blessed to make it to episode 10. This is the final episode of season 1. And I got more coming. I got more in store for you guys. But before I really get to the message of the day, the message of the day, I really want to give a shout out to some very important people. First and foremost, man, my cameraman, Mr. Brian. Appreciate all the work that you do for me, making the video and the podcast look as good as it does. Top tier quality. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to my editor, Mr. Lee Robert Halpin, for editing all those crazy hours of the footage and making it all look good. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Can't wait for you to do this one. And also, I want to thank every single guest and performer that ever graced this stage. To my man Caliwood, to Lady Cam, to Hash, DJ Coast, everybody. Thank you so much for giving me your time, your effort, your energy, and your information. It is needed. It is wanted. Thank you. I am honored. I am grateful. The message of the day is simply this. Celebrate the moment. Because to be honest, when it's gone, it's gone. And you're never going to get it back in the form that you think it should. Celebrate now. If you're too busy worried about the future, you can't live in the present. Same thing could be said about your past. Celebrate the moment. Celebrate the win now. To be honest, man, you woke up today. You defied the odds of what some people didn't. You actually had the chance and the opportunity to do it again. Be grateful for that. Celebrate that. If we really take it into account and think about that thing, that small, minute thing, it's really big actually, of waking up, as Cali would said, you already won. So everything else is a bonus. 10 episodes. Season 1 is now wrapped. I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for listening. I appreciate your time, energy, and effort. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on your push notifications as well. If you want to be on the show, follow us on Instagram at LikeMinds Pod. You click that link and fill out the form. We would love to have you. And season 2 is already filling up, so don't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wise, and this is the LikeMinds Podcast. See y'all in season 2. Peace.
Bring the chorus in.
Keep on shining.
Bring the chorus in.
Keep on